Hello and welcome to Moonheart Readings. So I've got about 20 minutes to get this video done before my son comes back. So I'm really hoping that A, I get it done on time, and B, that this video doesn't cut out, because they keep getting cut out, which is a shame because, so the last one that I did, it was actually a really nice one, and I had just said, this isn't the Bible. I just said, this isn't the Bible. And then the card that I was actually holding in my hand, I had a good look at it and noticed that the feminine in the card was actually holding a book that looked very much like the Bible. But it's too incomplete, so I can't post it. I've since cleared up more storage, but we'll see how we go. I've even gone and purchased more storage, so let's pray that this gets out. But just quickly on the Bible, I wanted to say two things. Firstly, so my son, long story short, he has been doing quite well at school, and he's been getting a few awards, which is quite a turnaround from him actually. And he just needed the one more. So you need to have 5 bronze awards before you get a silver award. And he was still sitting on 4, and he's about to finish school this week. And I was really hoping that he'd get a silver award before the end of term. Now, because I've been sick and I've been reading the Bible a lot more because I've had more time to, so my youngest, he's with me every day, but he's quite happy to play by himself while I sit next to him and read or whatever, So that is the beauty of having a wonderful imagination. So I was reading through the Bible, and then I just happened to skip to one of my bookmarks. So when I read the Bible, I place bookmarks on a lot of pages where I feel like, one day I'm going to want to come back to this, or, this message really resonates. And I just happened to flick to one of the bookmarks and notice that it was a bronze award. I was using my son's bronze award as a bookmark in the Bible. And there it was, the 5th bronze award, the missing piece. It was in the Bible. Now, I'm not going to elaborate on that story, okay? Because if it's for you, you'll know what I'm saying. But on that, there are some people who cling to the Bible, and I do have to say, I do believe it's a very, very important book. The acronym Bible stands for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, okay? I do believe it's a very, very important book, but I also believe some people, they do hold on to it too tightly and too unhealthily, okay? And just before I get back to the Bible, I also want to say, I have noticed that literally, and I mean literally, I'm not using that word in the annoying sense people use it in sometimes. I mean literally every post that I've ever had a troll on has been a post where I've talked about Jesus. Yeah, every single one. It's crazy. I mean, I can talk about angels and everyone's like, oh yeah, Archangel Michael, he's my guy. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. Absolutely nothing wrong with saying that. God likes that too. Yeah, God loves Michael. There's a reason he gave him all the power. But as soon as you mention Jesus, he really divides people. He triggers people. That is very interesting, to the point where I thought, what? If this happens one more time, I'm going to sadly have to, in future, whenever I do a post on Jesus, I'm going to have to disable comments, because it's really low vibe and it's not what I want on my channel. I don't want that energy on my channel. Yeah, I'm putting my heart and soul into this, and I don't want people trying to pull me up on Jesus or trying to tell me what Jesus likes and hates, and and these are people who I can feel your energy and there's no love there, so you can't possibly be with Jesus, okay? That's not to say you have to be perfect to be with him, but if you are in a state of bitterness, you're in a state of rage, you're in a state of hostility, judgment, then no, his light is not really shining in you in this moment, yeah? Now, back to the Bible. There are people who cling to it. People, quoting Leviticus at me. I know what the Bible says about divination. I know what it says, okay? But this is the same Bible that also says an eye for an eye. Now, is that what we aspire to in this day and age? Do we aspire to an eye for an eye? Yeah? Because the only people nowadays who really aspire to that in practice are gangsters and prisoners. Yeah, that is their justice system. Now, is that the cross-section of society that we want to be emulating? We don't do an eye for an eye anymore. Maybe sometimes in moments of weakness in our imagination, we may wish that somebody would pay for something that they've done. But, as I don't even want to say as Christians, because it's not just Christians, the Hindus, Buddhists, they're all about peace. Muslims, I had a friend years ago who I worked with, and he was a very devout Muslim. And he was actually a much more devout Muslim back then than I am Christian. Than I was Christian back then. Yeah, we used to have wonderful religious conversations, and it was actually him that taught me. The reason why the Muslims do get down is because that is, get down onto the floor. That is, ultimate submission, ultimate respect. Yeah, and that stuck with me. I think that's a beautiful thing, because as Christians, we just get down, in the pew on our knees. Yeah, it's like, come on, get down there, unless there's something wrong. So I've actually said, God, unless one day my back is physically unable to get all the way down, I'm getting down all the way down for the rest of this life, every day. And I do, to this day. So I don't even just want to say as Christians, it's we don't do an eye for an eye. It's just anybody who is vibing high knows that what you do is being watched, what they do is being watched, and you will all get taken care of, according to your actions and intentions. Now, was there something else I wanted to say? Because I feel like there was, and I want to say it. If it won't come back to me, maybe it's not meant for today. Because I know I had something that I wanted to say. Well, I'll start talking, and if it comes out, great. If it doesn't, I'll have to think about it and make another video. But it was something to do with our, marijuana, how marijuana has both, there's two sides to it. It has medicinal purposes. For some people is very helping, what am I saying? Is very helpful. But for other people, there we go, it's come back because of the word gateway. Thank you. That unlocked it. For some people, it is a gateway, to other drugs. So there's two sides to marijuana, alcohol even, for some people, used in the best sense of the word, it can really heighten your level of, and I don't want this, I really hope this doesn't find any recovering addicts. I'm saying for some people, as long as it's drunk in a healthy manner, for some people it can really elevate their night, their experience, or their day, or morning. But look, Jesus drank wine, didn't he? But for other people, alcohol, I don't need to really finish that sentence because I don't want to waste too much time when I'm already at 7 minutes. Now, in the same way, taro, and this is actually the number one thing I was going to say. Okay, so there are people who will say, who quote the very, very old book. Leviticus is one of the first books of the Bible, and it talked about, divination and how God does not like that. But things do change. Species evolve. Jesus came, okay, and he, I know I'm stuttering right now because I'm thinking ahead while also talking in the right now. Sometimes I do that. But, Jesus came and he nullified many things from the Old Testament. And it's important to not cling to every single word, because things do change, and it's also about context, okay? So yes, taro can be a gateway. It can be. I'm not going to dispute that. It is true. But the thing is, what God has told me, and this is as somebody who has been speaking daily to God since 2019, who has been meditating and praying almost every night. Okay, if I were to do it as a percentage, I'd say 95% of the nights since 2019 from now, I have meditated. And when I say I meditate, what I mean is I do commune with God. That is my time for God. That's what I mean by meditation, okay? Now, one of the things that God said to me was that the devil has infiltrated so many areas of this world, okay? So he has infiltrated charities, so organizations. He has infiltrated, even if you think about it, for example, the foster system, right? The very system that is designed to protect children who have come from broken families, who have already been through horrible things. How many horrific stories do you hear about the foster care system? Yeah? So the devil infiltrates many, even the family, yeah? Even one closer than the foster. We're talking actual people who share your DNA, right? Even the family. Look at some of the horrific things that parents do to their children. The devil he's like an octopus, and I was shown an octopus. He's got tentacles, and I'm thinking of Spectre. Spectre. Yeah, I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I'm surprised I'm only just making that connection right now. But yeah, so it's like it has arms, or it has tentacles everywhere, okay? But now God is saying so for so long the devil has tried to beat God at God's own game. That's not going to fly, okay? Because God is now infiltrating areas that maybe once were the devil's domain, and he's showing him that, you know what, I can shine my light there too. Now, you have to be very, very careful with the readers that you listen to and the messages you listen to. You still have to use your own discernment. And, I've had people say, can you teach me tarot? And I won't. I'm not teaching. I know on my website it says that I do. I don't, actually. I'm very, very, nobody's ever asked me, can you teach me how to use a tarot, that I've ever thought, yes, it's safe for you. And that is true. So I'm just going to remove it from my website or keep it until the day I feel that it's safe. And I've even had people say to me, why don't you make a video about how to read tarot? No, I'm not going to do it because I know it's dangerous. I fully appreciate and respect how dangerous this can be in the wrong hands. Okay, but I need you to know that I'm somebody who connects with God on a daily basis. Okay, I start my day off bowing in submission. I give my life to God. That's not to say that I don't make choices. I'm making choices all the time, just like you. I mean, we don't come here to just sit there. We have to make choices. We have no choice but to make choices. And I'll say, I'll do the best I can with the knowledge that I have, but feel free to override anything. Yeah, God has the reins. I meditate every night. Okay, I keep my body in good shape. Not in the best shape right now, thanks to this flu, but you know what? I've been purging a lot during this time. And I've been actually using it to get closer to the Bible. I think that's enough talk now, and I have blessed them. I do want to say that I won't do tarot unless I've blessed the cards. I have holy water, okay? And I have prayed quite a bit this morning as well. So now what I'm going to do, and I deliberately brought a deck that doesn't have Jesus on it because I don't want to deal with triggered people today. So the only card that's in this, there is a judgment card, which is, okay, that's God. And there is the temperance card on this deck is Archangel Michael. We'll see if they come up. But all right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. This is for... Let me think, because I hadn't even thought about who this message is for. Give me a sec. Sorry, I just want to make sure that it doesn't come from me. I'm being told they will know. They will know if it's for them. Okay, so I am doing a message for you will know if it's for you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, and 9. Now I want to go and watch Bond. Not the last one, though. Oh, I won't tell you in case you haven't watched. Well, if you haven't watched it, you're not a Bond fan. Please bring him back from the dead. Please. Okay, what do we got? Something coming to me. Or do I need some more to clarify? I'll just move this back a little bit. I'm getting somebody who's been holding on. Oh, someone's been holding on to someone's light for a very long time because they don't have any themselves. And the lights have gone out now. That person is not giving them energy anymore. So now... Now this person doesn't have to be masculine. It's just a masculine on the guard. Now this person is going on a bit of a trek to figure out how am I going to get my own light. Yeah, I can't feed off this person's light anymore. I can't. I'm going to have to get it myself. How am I going to do it? See, look, how am I going to do it? Yeah, let me have a think about it. That's funny because I'm looking... My eye is seeing this card and there's nothing on it at all. But through the camera, there's all this light here. But as I see it, the light's behind him. Or you can see it too, it's behind him. So now I need to get my own light. That's interesting. So for some of you who have been on the alleged Twinflame Journey, I'm going to call it the alleged Twinflame Journey. It is a storyline or a scenario that many people have signed up for. And it was something that you kind of had to fall for, yeah? And look, it doesn't talk about that in the Bible, does it? There is a particular scenario. The closest I can think of would be Samson and Delila, okay? It essentially is a Samson and Delila story where, the actual scenarios will vary from person to person, but you would have fallen for somebody who you believed to be God's blessing, who actually turned out to be the opposite. They turned out to be God's teacher. Yeah, God's lesson. They were meant to teach you something. But while you were learning, you weren't meant to know that about the person. So you were giving them, whether it be the scenarios where somebody ghosted you and you were left longing for them, or whether it be that you were actually with them and so you were giving them your love. It doesn't really matter. The energy of love is what was being transferred from you to them. Yeah, you were giving them your attention, your love, your longing, whatever it was. And so that was feeding them. But yes, it was very interesting because then once you woke up, you were not feeding them anymore. And they were still drawn to you. Yeah, and they still are. They still are. And the way it works is, it's so interesting because it's like the more you pull back, the more they will come towards you, right? Even if not in the flesh, even if it's just energetically, by coming towards you, what I mean is they cannot stop thinking about you, yeah? They might even be researching you, studying you, but by doing that, you are actually pulling them out of some kind of black hole that they were in, okay? And that, I mean, if you even, again, going back to the Bible, that missing piece, you know. So what did Jesus say about the shepherd? You leave the 99 sheep to go for the one that's lost. So these souls, ideally, what happens is these souls who hurt you, you are actually bringing them into the light, or at the very least, giving them the opportunity to come into the light, even though they have their free will. So it is a choice. And for some, it's going to take longer than for others. Okay. But yes, them giving you their thoughts, their fixation, whatever it is, that is still bringing them into your energy. Yeah. And if your energy is pure, well, what do you think is going to happen? But you're not touched by it anymore. It doesn't touch you anymore. And I was told actually last night by God that, you know, obviously this is quite painful for you, right? But the thing is, if you've done your job correctly, you will be rewarded, right? You will be rewarded. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And what you will be rewarded with will be, you know, 1,000 times better than what he asked you to put down. Because he did ask you to put this person down. They were never for you anyway. And I've heard tarot readers say, I've had one who I stopped listening to because she actually said, this person who chose not to be with you, you know, what's going to happen is now you're going to find someone else. Now, it will never feel the same as it did with that person, but, you know, you will find someone to be, you know, happy with. That is not true. What are you saying? What kind of a God do you believe in? Absolutely not. God knew what he was doing all along, right? So to say that to people is indicating that in some way God's plan went wrong. No, it didn't. It was always the plan. That song was always there. Remember I told you recently I had a masculine whisper in my ear? We didn't go to the song. So no, he said the song didn't come to us. We came to the song. What that means is that song, it was there all along. Yeah, you just didn't know about it because you had to help this person first, right? At the very least, you didn't have to save them, but you just had to give them the opportunity. And with their free will, with their free will, they will eventually decide 1, 2, 3. But it has to be said, they do need to apologize. Otherwise, they will be stuck in that loop perpetually. Yeah, they do need to apologize. It's not sufficient for them to realize what they've done and realize that they mistreated the wrong person, because this is the sort of person who's been mistreating people their whole lives. It's not enough for them to internalize the lesson. They actually do need to voice it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, they're going to have to come around this lifetime, next lifetime, however many it takes, until they actually put on their big boy, big girl pants and say, I'm sorry. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. We might just do 3 more. Yeah, see the Queen of Wands, this is the fake card. Queen of Wands is the fake card. That's in this context especially. And the Queen of Swords is a total opposite. She's a straight shooter. Again, ignore the gender, please. Please ignore the gender because it's going to apply for some of you. You'll be the masculine, some you'll be the feminine. But the Queen of Wands, it's fake light. And I was only just having that thought again this morning. It's fake light. It's not real. But this is somebody who would have pretended to have been in the light. Yeah, but they're actually not. I mean, look at her. Look at her smile. That's not... I actually know a very, very unpleasant person who even looks like her. Okay, right. Yes, the Queen of Wands is fake. Not always, okay? Not always. So you can also be a Queen of Wands and you're just in a really beautiful, creative, sensual, powerful energy where you're very protective of the people you love. But no, not coming with the Page of Swords and not after everything I've just said. Especially when, look at the contrast here. Then you have the Queen of Swords. She's a straight shooter. Yeah, she does not lie. So on the one hand, actually, no, not even on the one. Well, two things. Yes, one thing is, you fell for it and now you don't. That's very apparent. Now it's like, yeah, I've turned my back to you. Now I see. You're not who I thought you were. But also, you're giving this person an opportunity to become a straight shooter too. That's really important. What a beautiful thing to be able to do for one of God's children, even if it hurts you, and you will be rewarded. And the Hangman is the card of a new perspective. Yeah. So now I see. And this is for both of you. This is for you, and this is also for the person that hurt you. And I do want to stress again the importance of forgiveness, because if you don't forgive them, you will not be rewarded, okay? Okay, normally I've never gotten this before, but I do get the 2. I'm looking at the number, the actual numeral instead of the picture. Looking at the numeral because God also uses numerals to talk to us, yeah? So tarot is pictures, so he's using images to speak to us. The Bible is words. Now I'm just drawn to the 2 because of what I just said. You're helping 2 people. You are helping that person become authentic, but you yourself are helping yourself because you now see people much more clearly. Yeah, nothing's going to get past her. You see people much more clearly now. So you're helping yourself in that way, but you're also helping yourself because you're going to be rewarded for it. Let's just get 2 more and finish it off here. Yeah, 6 of Swords is moving to calmer waters. Yes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which we've all done, by the way. 7, 8, and 9. We've all done. So we've moved past that experience now. And then we learn from it and we reflect on it. 4 of Pentacles. So yes, this is somebody who once I'm getting, this is a person who was actually quite stubborn. For some of you, so time does vary. For some of you, the person might still be in the Queen of Wands energy. So see, she doesn't want to let go of that handbag. Now, I don't want to turn it into a money thing. The energy will play out differently. For some, it may be someone that doesn't want to let go of you. For some, it might be someone that doesn't want to let go of your money. Whatever it is, but we do have somebody who's playing a bit small here. Some may still be playing these games, yeah? No, I don't want to grow. I don't want to wake up just yet. I was once told, he's being uncooperative. Those were the words that I was giving. Yeah, okay. 7 of Swords, my least favorite card. It's sneaky. It's just sneaky, not nice behavior. And you know what? I will talk about it because I had a friend ask me the other day, can you please tell me what the 7 of Swords means and maybe do a video on it? So here you go. I'll do it for you. 7 of Swords, it's an awful energy. It's about, lying, being deceptive, maybe even stealing something that's not yours. So in some scenarios, I know there were also feminines or masculines who basically, I don't want to say took someone, but distracted somebody that... Oh, okay, I gotta go now. Sorry, that's supposed to be. But yeah, 7 of Swords, an icky energy, not nice at all. And I'm getting also somebody that lies a lot. I'm getting that as well, yeah? And I've never gotten that before. All right, I do have to go because I'm sure you heard that buzzer. But I wish you a beautiful day and please find time to play.